Hello everybody, it's Maximus again, and this time I thought I'd introduce to you Hive, and one of the main reasons why I thought I would go ahead and show this to you all is because it has caught my attention numerous times on a subscription that I actually have to Investor Place. If you're actually familiar with Investor Place, it's an absolute great subscription service. Of course, I'm not paid by them or anything like that. I have a very small YouTube channel, so nothing like that. But nonetheless, Luke Lango, for instance, he publishes a lot of these articles in regards to Investor Place, whether they're stocks, crypto, and so on. A little background on himself. He's done a lot of like the analytics, if you will, as of recently for the Los Angeles Dodgers. He's actually worked in the past for the Philadelphia 76ers NBA basketball team, and he has a lot of just amazing background with some of the things he's done. He went to college at Caltech. I could go on and on about the guy, but anyway, what I was going to state is that one of his top picks for altcoins in 2022 was actually the Hive. And the reason why this actually caught my attention, despite all the, I guess you could say, negativity and downward trend with the recent crypto crash, is because, just like what it says right here, for instance, it says, the Hive is a Web3 blockchain on top of which developers can build, deploy, and scale decentralized applications, which are called dApps. So, for instance, if you're using the Crypto.com app, for instance, there's a section on there in which, when you go to earn, it gives you like various selections. So one that, of course, pops up in my mind would be VVS Finance. The farming or mining. If you actually use that particular token to basically do what, the auto staking, the manual staking, but it gives you a high yield, right? I think the one I'm in, I believe it's like over 120% APY. But my point I'm trying to make is it's not just VVS Finance. There's other dApps like Pancake Swap, believe it or not, is now actually on the Crypto.com app when you go to the dApps section. So dApps are actually here to stay, and there's going to be more and more of those. They're going to pop up. Obviously, VVS Finance and Pancake Swap are, the two of the big names that kind of, stand out among the bunch. But nonetheless, in regards to Web3 or aka Internet 3.0, you're going to hear these terms brought up quite a bit. And for instance, it says right here, it says Hive is one of the many such blockchains in the world, in which basically the unique thing about it is the resource credit mechanism that creates a fee-less model, and therefore makes Hive not just one of the fastest but also the cheapest Web3 blockchains in the world. Now I know, if you look at, for instance, Polygon, Polygon's thing, aka Matic, it's a lot like Ethereum, but it's a lot faster, right? So it's like, when people go on, for instance, Pancake Swap, right, and they're using, the dApp version of that, whether it's through Crypto.com or if you're actually doing it web-based on your browser, people want it to be, those transactions to be pretty much, for the most part, instant. And basically Hive, on their own blockchain, allows that to be almost instant. One of the other things that kind of caught my attention is where it says Hive leverages rechargeable resource credits, wherein each account holds a given amount of credits related to its stake. The bigger the stake, the more credits. It uses those credits when transactions are executed, and then recovers those used credits over time at a rate of 20% per 24 hours. I'll just read a little bit more verbatim. I'm not going to read the whole thing. It says, this mechanism allows for the verification and execution of transaction without fees, which means the Hive transactions are ultra fast, like I mentioned before. They take less than 3 seconds. And it says, again, that's a big deal because the blockchain world, speed is the name of the game. And then it mentions, of course, it says, it's no wonder that Hive's blockchain has been used to build some of the most popular decentralized applications in the world today, including the ultra-popular NFT trading card game Splinterlands. So, I mean, you know, people don't want to sit around waiting for, you know, for instance, I mean, I'm not making fun of Ethereum, but I mean, come on, we've all hated the idea that, you know, you got to pay high Ethereum gas fees. If you do the slow end of it, right? You know, you could be waiting. I haven't experienced it, but I of course heard other people experience it. You know, like 20 or 30 minutes for a transaction to finally, you know, go all the way through. Unless you, of course, want to pay extra to get it instantly, and a lot of people just don't want to do that. Or being told, hey, you know, there's this new project. You want to get in on it. Sorry, get ahead of myself sometimes. Hop on it, like, you know, 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Eastern time, and that's when Ethereum gas fees are, you know, the less amount. Well, if you're playing an NFT trading card game, you want everything to be instantly. You don't want to tell your buddy who's on the other side, you know, let's say, like, for instance, Magic the Gathering, right? You're playing Magic the Gathering, you really want to tell somebody that the only time you can play that darn game is at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning? No, of course not. So, you know, Hive has a huge opportunity to break through that threshold of, you know, we need instantaneous transactions. Now, I get it that Ethereum wants to deliver on that. Technically, it's not even called Ethereum 2.0. They're rebranding themselves to fight against spam and, you know, just all the other, I guess you could say, scammers that try to put out a fake product, if you will. But nonetheless, it is, at the end of the day, most people are going to, you know, recognize it as Ethereum 2.0. But the point I'm trying to make here is, you know, there's going to be alternate methods to comply with the drastic need for Web 3.0, you know, Internet 3.0, basically, same thing. And it's nice to see things like these projects, like like Polygon, like, for instance, Hive that you see here. Now, Hive was launched back in March of 2020, and, you know, if you were lucky to get involved in the project back then, you saw it for literally like a few pennies on the dollar, if that. The market cap is right around 500 million. I did believe it probably dipped since then due to the crash. We'll take a look at that page here in a moment. As you can see here, here's some of the action that happened. Also says here that, you know, the chart looks decent as Hive failed to hold one support level from a previous high. The top white line, as you see right here, but so far it's holding the support level just below that line. But you also got to keep in mind this was posted before the latest crash. If this level holds, the altcoin could be due for a near-term bounce. Either way, it's well off its recent highs, making it now the time to buy. Now, it says action is time to buy. Hive up to 150. Okay, this is based on Investor Place's recommendations, and when they make recommendations, I gotta admit, that's usually like the status quo. I mean, you could, you know, you could pretty much count on, you know, what they got to say. They provide investor advice. I do not provide investor advice in regards to that. But what we'll state is that this says buy Hive up to 150 because they believe that you're going to make a decent amount of returns on it. Now, if you look currently at it, it's sitting at a little over 83 cents. If you look at the all-time high, which of course happened last November, if I'm not mistaken, let's see, around November, late November, all-time highs were $3.42. I mean, you know, maybe that was just there for like a minute or two, you never know, but nonetheless, over 3. I myself feel very bullish on this, even with the current status of the overall crypto market. I think this is a buy, personally. I'm hoping to, of course, maybe get some soon, next payday, and load up my bags personally. But I see a lot happening with this. It's not, you know, not, sorry, I do get ahead of myself sometimes. Not because, just, you know, the whole DApps thing. that's an opportunity in itself. But what, like the NFTs, especially if Hive gets into the metaverse and you have metaverse projects coming in, you're going to have people who are playing, these games. They want to make in-game purchases. They want to be snippety snip, snappy snap. They ain't going to want to wait for these long transaction fees. Hive could be a huge player in regards to those transactions. Now, who is Hive? What are they all about? Well, I told you guys a little bit about what they are all about, but I will show you their site. So, for instance, they are no fly-by-night site or project by any means. Here's just a list of the top exchanges for their secure transactions. Binance, huge player in the game, if not the biggest. Them and Crypto.com are absolutely huge. Some of the other names that catch my attention is Bittrex, CoinX. Of course, Gate.io is always they're like in everything. Hotbit. I don't recognize all of these, obviously, but I would definitely say, of course, the big players, Binance and so on, Gate.io, Hotbit. So, yeah. Nonetheless, take a look at this. For instance, they have a little mention about excuse me, my mic went out there for a second. The wallets that are available for Windows, Mac, Linux, Android, and so on. But as I always have stated before, do your own research, read the white paper, and you want to check out more information in regards to the development team. Take a look at it. If you're wondering why I'm not running a token sniffer, private audit, well, for one, we can't really do that, and two, because the way I look at it, it's already been really well vetted. If you have investor place, people like Luke Lango, right, or Charlie Shrim posting about it, that offers a lot of clout right there. So yeah, check out Hive. I think it'd be in your best interest to do so. Again, not investment advice, I should say, but I just feel as though personally, from what I've seen, it seems like a real good thing to get into, to possibly add to your portfolio. I probably will be covering Polygon soon, because I myself am personally invested in Polygon, and I like Hive. I just see a lot of things happening with that. But yeah, do yourself a favor, check out the fast, scalable, powerful, as it says, blockchain for Web3, because it's exactly that. There's other videos, of course, on the internet in regards to just how fast it is and so on, if you want to check that out. Hop on over their Twitter, social media sites that they have shown, which are quite a few. Yeah, they even have Telegram, Discord, you name it. So Hive is definitely here to stay. Alright guys, so that's it for today's video in regards to Hive. If you liked this video or found it to be useful, please hit the like, and also subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. I do try to put out video content at least once a day. Today is a different day. This is actually number 3. I'm not just trying to put out videos just to put out videos for whatever reason. But if I find things that are useful to the crypto community, I feel as though I'm going to put that up. If you're currently subscribed to the channel, I would appreciate a bell notification to be selected. And last but not least, hope you all have a great, blessed day, and we will see you on the next one.